we can start with the first question. Identify the correct group of statements. One, oxygen is carried by hemoglobin. The statement is correct. Oxygen is carried by carbonic anhydrase. It's incorrect. Carbon dioxide is carried by hemoglobin. Yes. Sulfur dioxide is carried by hemoglobin. Incorrect. So here the correct set of statements, option A, 1 and 3. Then hemodialysis helps in patients having four options are given: uremia, anemia, diabetes, goiter. So uremia, as we all know, is a condition which is caused by the buildup of toxic waste products in the blood, and it's especially due to the kidney failure. So option A is the correct answer here. And diabetes is related with high blood glucose level, and goiter, it's iodine deficiency. Anemia, that's due to deficiency of iron. So option A is the answer here. Then match the following. Tricuspid valve is placed between right atrium and right ventricle. Bicuspid valve between left atrium and left ventricle. Then semilunar valve between right ventricle and pulmonary artery. So A3, only one option, that is A, and B1, C2. So option A. And the junction between axon of one neuron and the dendrite of next is called a synapse. Coming into fifth question, during respiration, both aerobic and anaerobic pathway begins with glycolysis. If oxygen suddenly becomes unavailable to the cell, actively performing aerobic respiration, predict how this will affect the following. So coming into amount of ATP produced per molecule of glucose, as we all know that aerobic respiration only giving more amount of ATP. So if it's stopping, if oxygen is unavailable, that means ATP yield will decrease. Then fate of pyruvic acid, obviously fermentation will happen, and two type of fermentation, alcoholic and lactic acid. Then function of mitochondria don't have any role, and it won't enter into the electron transport system. Then NAD plus, regeneration of NAD plus, that can be done with the help of fermentation. So here the answer is option A. ATP yield decreases, pyruvate convert into lactic acid or ethanol. Then mitochondria stop electron transport. NAD plus is regenerated through fermentation. Here it's mentioned same, so we can't consider this answer. And here this one is correct, but pyruvate accumulates. That's not a correct one. And coming into option D, ATP yield increases. That also incorrect. Sixth question, which of the following is not a part of brainstem? So brainstem include midbrain and hindbrain. So cerebrum is the answer because it belongs to forebrain. Which of the following statements are true? Sudden action in response to something in the environment is called reflex action. Yes. Motor neurons carry signals from receptors to spinal cord. It's incorrect. Sensory neurons carry signals from spinal cord to muscle. That also incorrect. Here it should be vice versa, like opposite. The word. And coming into fourth statement, the path through which signals are transmitted from a receptor to a muscle or gland is called reflex action. That is correct. So where is option 1 and 4? Yeah, option C. Eighth question, plant cells change shape by changing the amount of water in them, lead to swelling or shrinking. Yes, some plants like pea plant climb up to other plants or fence by means of stilt root is incorrect. Our arms and fingers grow haphazardly. That is also incorrect. Not haphazardly. Hormones used by multicellular organisms for control and coordination. Yes. Plant hormones are gibberellins, which like auxin help in the growth of stem. Yes, that also correct. So option A, D, and E. So option D. A hormone responsible, ninth question, responsible for normal sleep-wake cycle. That is melatonin. 10th question, match the following. We all know that this can start with growth hormone. It's related with acromegaly. And insulin is related with diabetes, mellitus, then thyroxine, goiter. So A5 to option B4, thyroxine. That's only one option, option B. Eleventh, assertion reason. Geitonogamy is genetically known as autogamy. Yes. In geitonogamy, transfer of pollen grain occurs from one plant to another plant. That is incorrect. It should be same plant. So A is correct, but R is incorrect. Option B. 12th question, statement 1. Exine of pollen grain is made up of sporopollenin. Yes. Statement 2. Intent helps in germination of pollen grains. Yes. Both statements are correct. Placenta, 13th question, assertion. Placenta acts as an endocrine tissue because placenta produce several hormones like HCG, HPL, estrogen, and progesterone. This is correct. So, option B, both assertion and reason are correct, and R is the correct explanation. Placenta produce these hormones. That's why it's known as endocrine tissue. We know that endocrine glands means something which is producing the hormones. 14th question, identify the correct set of statements. Reproduction enable the continuity of species generation after generation. Yes. Sexual reproduction involves fusion of male and female gametes. That's also correct. Term clone. Clone is used to describe morphologically and genetically distinct individual. Same or similar individuals, not distinct. So this statement is incorrect. Under favorable condition, amoeba shows encystation. Under unfavorable condition, so the statement also incorrect. So we have to find out the correct set of statement. That is option C, A and B. 15th question, statement 1. The process of formation of new organisms without fertilization of female gamete is called parthenogenesis. Yes, correct. The process of synchrony result in the formation of not gametes, that is zygote. So the statement is incorrect. So option B, statement 1 is correct, and here. Coming into 16th question, labeling. This is ovary and sepals. This is filament of stamen. Then D is petal. E represents anther. And F stigma. G style. So option A, ovary, correct. B, filament, wrong. A, sepal, wrong. B, ovary, that's also wrong. A, ovary, okay. B, sepal, filament, okay. Coming into option D, A given as petal, so that also wrong. So option C. And D, petal, E, anther, F, stigma, G, style. So option C is the correct answer here. Then in a cross between pure breeding pea plants having yellow, round, and green wrinkled seeds, find out the total seeds having yellow color in F2 generation. So we know that dihybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. And this 9 is yellow round, and we can consider this one as yellow wrinkled, and 3 green round, 1 green wrinkled. So if you want to find out, in question, they are asking yellow color in F2 generation. So you can just add 9 plus 3, that is 12. That will be the answer. Coming into 18th question, if the male plant has genotype capital T, and the female plant has the genotype small t, then they contribute pollen and egg respectively with. So that is from here, capital T will come, coming into here, small t. So capital T and small t gametes. Option D is the answer. These all are incorrect. Coming into 19th question, the number of chromosomes in male and female is same. Yes, that is correct. The female is heterozygous, while male is homozygous. That's incorrect. Female is homozygous and male is heterozygous. So this is incorrect. Option A, 1 is true, 2 is false. Coming into the last question, 20, in the F2 generation of Mendelian dihybrid cross, number of phenotypes and genotypes are. So phenotype 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, that is 4. So in all, except this having 4 as phenotype, then coming into genotype, that is 1 is to 2 is to 1 is to 2 is to 4 is to 2 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Genotype is 9. So only one option, that is option D. This is the answer here. So I hope all the answers are clear. Thank you.